Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of Acura. So let's have a little recap. Our Tarvin project, the plasters are now done, they've worked for the weekend and have managed to get that job turned around in 5 days, which is pretty good for plasters. So if anyone needs local plasters, Holton Plaster and Rendon, Lee Buckley, give them a bell. We have Hool, this wall behind is still going on. As you can see, Cal and Ben are taking it up now. It's all taking shape. This should be done by the end of the week, ready for that job to be starting in the late on Monday. So yeah, this job should be wrapped up by Friday, and then like I say, we're good to move on. We're going to get everything cleared, all the fences, everything backfilled, ready to go. So yeah, another busy week. I have joined the lads today in Hool just to give this wall a bit of a push. I've got to admit, I don't think I've laid a brick in what, a year, Ben?
Yeah, for at least a year.
Year and a half. So I might get shouted at by the lads today because my course is a bit wavy. But yeah, we'll see how we go.
I said if I could let you see it,
So it's Wednesday and I've just got to our Tarvin project this morning, so I'm meeting Cal here. He is going to be prepping our floors inside the extension and the 2 adjoining rooms. So he's going to be doing a prep first thing this morning, get it all primed, and then I imagine the screed wagon's going to come this afternoon. I'm going to get that pumped in. So there's a few different ways you can screed your floors. You can either, you've probably seen those in the past few videos, we've done both. You can buy it in bags from Screwfix, so you can get it from like 0 to 10 mil or 0 to 50 mil. We often use the deep one. So you can either do it that way where you buy the bags, pour it yourself and then job done, or you can get a screed company in. This one here that Cal's doing goes down to 15 mil, which is quite good. So the extension and the 2 adjoining floors, the levels all over the place. Obviously not on the slab that we've done, but the 2 adjoining rooms, I think it goes from left to right, it's like 50 mil, literally to about 45, 50. So the existing house slab kind of runs down. So don't get me wrong, it probably does cost a bit dearer getting Cal in, but it'd be a lot better because he can just pour it all in one, and then I think it's like a 5 mil tolerance on it after he's done. So going down that route, I'm just waiting for him now. And then yeah, that's the plan here for Tarvin. Obviously the lads are cracking on in Hool today. That's going to be almost done. I reckon it'll probably be done Friday, maybe Saturday, depending on the weather, because it has been raining this morning. And then obviously be starting a new project on Monday where the crane's coming. I get some of that on film. Crane and digger over the house. I'm not told the eye company either about the digger going over the house. They might not let us have it. So yeah, that's the plan. So yeah, I'll catch back in later.
So, mixer's been on. We're just about to load the mortar out and get cracking on this back of the wall. It's all loaded out. Bricks, scaffolding's up, ready to go. The corners were built yesterday, so it's literally just a matter of just running it in. So get that cracked off and then start getting a bit of a tidy up as then we'll be shooting off to our new project for some steels to be delivered and get them uploaded. So let's get this on with, and then we'll be after that one.
About 2 hours ago, and I've just spent really all that time just catching up with my emails because I was on site yesterday. It's kind of everything's been backlogged, so yeah, I'm up to date now, which is good. And I'm just about to go out to a site meeting this afternoon, look at a project in Chester. So Cal is now poured the liquid screed on that job in Tarvin, and it looks really good. He sent me a few pictures which I'll put up next week on next week's video. So I'd always recommend going for a liquid screed because the tolerance, like I said before, is like 5mm over the whole lot, which is great. So when you are thinking about getting existing floors or an extension or whatever screeded, you always got to think ahead of what floor product's going to go down. So basically, tiles, laminate, that's going to go on underlay. Products like that are okay. If you're going to have a glue down product, like the interlocking stuff, you have to take the top layer of the screed off. So we normally hire like an STR machine. We'll probably give it a few days. We're probably going to go there Friday, Monday, depending on how the lads get on that job in Hull, and just grind the top layer off. If you don't grind it off, and I've seen it before, what happens is like the lime in the concrete, or the screed if you want to call it, comes through. Now, this happened on one of my projects. It must have been probably 2 years ago. It wasn't through us. So our scope of works there was to build the extension, get all the floors screeded. Did we paint? Yeah, we painted. And then we kind of went, and then they got their own floor fitter to come in and do the second fix joinery as well. So that was all good. We kind of moved on, and then it must have been about 3 months later, I got a phone call from that client to say, like, the floor looks damp. They had a glue down product. I think it was like solid engineered wood or something like that. And the floor, it like lifted at the cracks, and it looked like all the joints were like soaking wet. And it was weird because I didn't know at the time. And I was like, what possibly is that? I can't come through the floor. And we had obviously roof lights as well. I was like, that's not leaking. So when I looked into it in more detail, the floor fitter who put down that flooring didn't take the top layer off that screed. So that's what can happen, which is not ideal because the whole floor had to come all back up. All the joinery had to be redone, which was a nightmare and just pure stress for the client. So obviously, because we're putting the glue down on this job, we'll take the top layer off, and like I say, maybe try to get it done tomorrow. I don't know, see what the weather's like at that wall in Hull. So that's the next job there. And then we have Matt and Phil coming back. I think it's next week. I think it's a week today. So Wednesday next week to start getting lights and rags in. So yeah, that job's progressing really well. The plaster's drying out nicely as well. So yeah, it's good. As well, it's very tempted for clients to try and force dry the plaster with heaters. Don't do it. It can put like hairline cracks in your plaster. If you are going to try and quicken the process up, get some humidifiers. A lot better. So yeah, I am now going to go to Chester, and I'll see you tomorrow. So I'll give you one guess where I am. Yeah, in the cave, and I bought a fake plant from Temu. I'll be very honest, it's shocking. It's like some kid in nursery is coloured in a piece of A4 in green and then just put little veins on. It's shocking. I'm not going to show because it's embarrassing. So obviously I'm in the office again today, and I'm just trying to get everything ready for the new project we're going to start in LH on Monday. So the lads went up yesterday to unload the steelwork, ready to go for the crane, and they're obviously carrying on with the wall in Hull, which Ben will explain a bit more in detail in a minute. So I'm going to spend probably about 2 hours this morning, get everything ready for Ben to start that. So before I come on my own, I used to work for the builder for a few years, and towards the end of my time, naturally, I kind of worked into a working foreman position. So what that entails, I used to turn up on a job and run it up to wall plate and then move on. So what used to happen is me and Cal actually work for this builder. We turn up with the drawings were given to us, and they'd be like, off you go. So I had to work out all the materials, concrete, we had no foundation spec, no machines on the job, and the first 2-3 days is just hectic, because you turn up and you're kind of going into a project blind, which the job runs smooth, but can be ran a lot better, and I didn't agree with it. So obviously we all know Ben is the foreman, and Cal does help, but I'm trying to make our projects a lot more organised and run more smooth than what they already is, so it's like seamless. So like today now, what I'm going to start putting into place is like a list of quants. So Ben will have this a few days before, well, I'll probably give it to him Friday so he knows what he's looking at. Basically a list of quants of all the materials we needed, so your brick and block, all your foundation stuff, foundation materials, your concrete, so we were going to mass fill it at like 600, 700, this is what it's going to be. And then, yeah, just so he has everything in place, so he's not going to spend, because he's going to spend a good hour working that out, and then he's kind of got that ready to go. He will know what the inspectors that we're using and what concrete and skip company that we've chosen to use on that job. So no one is going in blind. So that will be Ben organised, ready to go. Now, we had a meeting Tuesday. So this is something I've implemented this year, where I want to bring the team in a lot more involved in the business and a lot more behind the scenes, kind of what I do and where we're going as a team. So we had a meeting on Tuesday to discuss that latest job in more detail. So we went through all the drawings, the access, obviously that we're going to be getting a crane. The client is going to go down a landscaping route as well. So we've discussed basically the brick details on the extension that's going to go onto the walls as well. And just gone in a lot of detail on that project. So when the lads turn up, they know exactly what they're in for. And I even got on the screen like Google Earth what the project looks like, so they know exactly what's going on, where we're going to fence it all off, where the sand is going to go, how we're going to load out the drives, where the skip's going to go, where the grab material is going to go. Like I say, just so everyone knows what's going on really. And I'm trying to I like systems. I'm trying to put systems in place where our projects run seamless. So a week before project, we'll all have a meeting. I press a button, it's bang. Ben's got the list of quants, skip company we're using, concrete company we're using, inspectors that are registered, just so it's a lot more easier. So yeah, I'm going to spend about 2 hours this morning doing that. And then I've got a quotation I'm going to get out today, where I went to site visit last night in Chester. And then, yeah, just basically get the rest of the week done. I'm going to be starting a little repair job as well Monday. So it might be a case of the team splitting up Monday. So yeah, that's my plan today. So I'm going to pass you over to Ben and see how they're getting on.
So as you've just seen there, there's like kind of a stage by stage little clip of how we like to make our mix. So what we do is we gauge it out in buckets, 4-and-1 mix, so that'll be obviously 4 sand, 1 cement. We like to do this in buckets as you can't really go wrong, as when you do mixes and say if you're just shoveling it in sand, cement, 4-and-1, different shovels, you could have half a shovel, compared to a really big full shovel, and you will get intolerances in the mix. So then when it all dries out eventually, you can get different tones of colour of grey in the wall, and it stands out quite noticeably. So to get around that, and so everyone knows we're on the same page, because sometimes Warren's in college, we'll be on a mixer, or someone else will be on a mixer, always do it by bucket, so it's always bang on, always right, and always colour match is the same. So that is how we like to do it. here on the job with Mr. Nelson. Nobody else is complaining about his drafty now.
How's life on the wild side? How's life? That's right.
Please explain. It's one way to read.
Can you ride a push bike out there?
No, don't be sunshine. Oh, really? We'll get the ass on one. Your ass would swallow the seat. The seat would go up my back.
Good fun day, right? Well, let's get a dustpan and brush, Kev, in the bucket.
Wow. How to drag a job out. So yeah, it's Friday. I've not managed to do much filming today, so as you can see, we've filled that in and we're pretty much done here for now. So the next stage here now would be to give it a few days. We're going to come back, brick acid the wall, and then we're going to get the copings on. So we were going to use the old copings, but they're a bit too damaged, so we'll get some nice new ones, and we're just going to wait for the go ahead on that. So yeah, it's looking good, and now we're off to the lake to unload. Good morning, it's a Saturday and I am up and out this morning. I'll be very honest, I didn't want to get up this morning. The little one's been up every hour for the past 3 hours. I feel drained. I just want to stay in bed. Well no, up and out. Got to be done, hasn't it? So I've been to Winsford this morning to hire a stand-up grinder for Cal and Waz to take the top skid off in Tarvin some morning. And as you can see behind me, I've just come to Costa. So what I like to do at the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, spend between an hour to 2 hours planning the next week ahead. I find if I don't do it, my head is running like 100 miles an hour on a Sunday, so I feel unorganised. I feel like something's going to be missed, and I'm just not in the right headspace for the Monday. You end up like, I've done this, I've done that. So I just like to be organised. So like I said, I've come to Costa, I like a bit of different scenery as well. Instead of going to the office or my home office, I think changing your surroundings is really good. So that's why I come to Costa today. So yeah, that's my plan, and then I'm going to go home. So yeah, I've got a few emails to do this morning. I've got a quote to write up, and then like I say, yeah, plan for next week. So that is the plan. So I've just come back from Costa and it wasn't really a good trip. Wi-Fi was rubbish. It took me about 10 minutes to send an email. So I'm back home now. I'm going to work here for 2 hours or so. So on my way back then, I stopped at a piece of land that I'm interested in, just to have a look. I've been willing to get to it, but just haven't had time the past 2 weeks. So I look for very similar criteria. So when I'm pricing a job, so drains, services, because the land's quite overgrown. So is there any like old foundations that used to be there? Was a buildings there before? And you need to know that to see. You need to know that to see how easy it's going to connect into. So drains, or you're going to have to connect into next door, or you're going to have to dig the road up, and it's the very same services. So your gas, electric, or we're going to have to pay for a road closure, traffic management system to be put in place. So there's little things like that you need to take in consideration when you're looking at land. So I'm going to do numbers today and ring estate agents. I have spoken to them already, but I will be speaking to them again, just see where it's up to. So yeah, that's my plan for Saturday morning. I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching the channel for the past 6 months, I think it is now. I really appreciate everyone watching it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you next week.